Hello, everybody. My name is David Fuchsliger, and I am from the marketing team. Today, I am joined by Susan Hanna, who is celebrating her 15th anniversary. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, how does it feel to be here for 15 years? What are some of your thoughts?
I truly and love being with Hartford Mutual. My biggest regret in my career is that I did not start with them years ago. I would have been able to retire by now. But yeah, it's a great company, so it's been a real joy to work for the company.
That's wonderful to hear. And could you describe one of your favorite memories from your time here at Hartford Mutual?
Probably one of my favorite memories would be working with Vaughn Kidd. And I don't believe you ever had the opportunity to meet Vaughn. And unfortunately, he passed away earlier this year.
Oh, man.
But he was an absolute inspiration. He was a true gentleman. He just was the type of person that you just loved being around him. As your boss, he was the type of person that even if you messed something up, he could explain it to you in such a way that you were harder on yourself than he was on you, and you never wanted to disappoint the man. He just really was one of the neatest people I'd ever met in my life, and he was a friend. So that was probably my favorite memory, spending time with him. And I also knew him and his wife outside of the office. So just that was one of the things that I always think about when I think back to my time at Hartford Mutual.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about his passing. Sorry for that. And, he sounds like a great leader. And a lot of times, a great leader, some of the things you said, he sounds like the type of person who was a great leader, a great motivator, but also a great friend.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
And what do you remember from your very first day?
I remember being overwhelmed and feeling lost in that big building. Um, I had never worked around that many people. I came from an agency background, so I always worked in, smaller workforce, anywhere from 7 to 12, maybe 15 people. And so it was always a smaller building. And I came to Hartford Mutual and it was like, okay, which elevator do I get on? Which floor do I get off of? And then there was the door to the wing where we used to have a tenant. And they always said, don't go through that door, whatever you do, because you can't get back into this side of the building. Well, even though you could go out the other door to get outside, it was that fear of being locked in. And I was there a couple years when I actually made the mistake and got off the elevator on the wrong floor and almost had a panic attack. So yeah, but it was a little overwhelming at first, and then it all comes to you after you're there for a while.
Exactly. It takes a little while to get settled in, but you know,
Absolutely.
it's always a little, transition period, those first few weeks or even months.
Absolutely. Yep.
So leading into that, how would you say your job has changed over the years?
When I first started with Hartford Mutual, I was an underwriting assistant, and later I was promoted to an underwriter. And then approximately 5 years ago, I moved into the compliance department, which I love being in the compliance department. So
Well, that's good. Finally found the spot, that you really do enjoy.
absolutely. Yeah.
And what's one of your proudest achievements here at Hartford Mutual?
The one thing that I feel like was a major accomplishment for me when I was an underwriter, we had an agent who was new to the company, and I was assigned to be his underwriter, and that was Brandon Buffone with Clark Buffone and Matthews. And he and I hit it off very well. We're still good friends. And I was able to assist in helping that agency become a flagship agent. And it was approximately, I believe, 6 years that they were with us. Now, to some people, they might not really appreciate that. But for me, back at that time, looking back with agents that had been with the company 30 and 40 years that never made that status, to me, it was a personal accomplishment and something that I was proud of. And they still are a flagship agent from what I understand. So a very good agent to work with.
That's, yeah, that's awesome. It's very important to have an
Hmm.
accomplishment too.
Yeah.
So, Susan, for the very last question, what would you say to anybody considering working here at the company?
Hartford Mutual is an awesome company to work for. They care about the employees. They look out for us. They try to do everything they can to help us from a personal level to a financial level. The education that they provide for us, the opportunities. It's just, to me, it's just amazing and something that you don't always see in a lot of companies nowadays. The way they've been able to work with us to allow us to continue our jobs and doing our work from home, I think has been tremendous. um, you know Along the way you get little glitches, but to me it's not been anything that they haven't helped us get over. They just go above and beyond. I've worked on the other side of the field. I've worked on the agency side. I've known a lot of people that have worked for the larger companies. I've heard the horror stories. And Hartford Mutual's just been there for me. They've helped me and be able to have a life where I can, you know, take care of myself and be around good people. And it's just a great company to work for. I just don't know if I'm putting that in the right words, but yeah, I would recommend it to anybody. And when I have the opportunity, I do tell people, if I know there's an opening, I do, tell them that they ought to reach out because it is a good place to work.
I totally agree, Susan. It's honestly a very special place to be. It's a
Absolutely. It's family.
yeah, exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
Susan, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. And
Good.
again, congratulate you for 15 years here at the company. It's been wonderful having you here, and we're just very, very happy to have you at the company.
Thank you very much.